Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello everybody, welcome to the next episode of Daydreamers with Himika. Now today my guest is Pradeep Basu, and Pradeep Basu is the founder of SatSure. Now SatSure is an innovative decision analytics company. It enables combining of satellite imagery with weather, Internet of Things, social and economic data sets, among many other things, to generate timely location-specific actionable insights. So, Pradeep, you are a part of the startup fraternity, which is going to be changing the world in many ways. So, can you please tell me about your company? What are you all into? What is intelligent decision making from space all about? Because a layman like me doesn't understand a lot of it. For us, it's still, when we speak about space technology, we think about Neil Armstrong hopping on the moon.
Well, thanks, Emika. I think space technology plays a very important role in all of our lives. When you take when you go to your Google Maps and put the location of where you want to go, so the decision of which traffic route to take, which route to take based on the traffic, is based on the GPS satellites, whose data is being triangulated. And this is one of the many examples I could state of how space technology touches everyone's lives, whether through your cable TV, which is powered by DTH, or a lot of the planning of cities, etc. that happens. So what we do is essentially at the intersection of these kind of decision-making needs that enterprises in the agriculture and infrastructure sector have on stuff like when to sow, whom to lend, which farmer to lend, if there is a claim due to a climatic event which has led to crop loss, how much is the loss and how much money to be provided, stuff like how to manage the inventory of tractors to cover maximum number of farmers. All of these kind of decisions requires data, and data from space is the largest amount of data you can actually get. So you can see the earth not just once but continuously, the changes that are happening over. So that's what we do at SatSure, where we contextualize those changes into different kind of decision making points for organizations. So I hope this gives a bit of a background. Happy to delve deeper into things as we progress.
Perfect, perfect. Now, I read a news recently about your company where they said that your company is going into remote send is going to be the first one to do some remote sending microsatellites from 2022, for which you have inked a deal with Bellatrix. How does that change the world? Just tell me a little about it.
Right. So, look, remote sensing satellites, these are not new. Indian Space Research Organization, which also happens to be my alma mater, they have been pioneers in globally of building satellites that can image the land surface, water regularly. What we are doing is becoming the first private company based out of India to do our own satellite feed, which images the Earth in very high resolution, meaning that even if there is a car which is parked, you can see the proper shape of the car and not just the patterns around the forest, etc. So how it changes things is that we traditionally in our 4 years of operations have not been a space tech company as such. We are a space applications company where we are creating solutions based on data from space. But we would become now the first such company. We started from a software angle and is going to build the satellites, the assets specifically to empower our software and the applications that we are driving here on Earth, right? So it's an end-to-end full stack approach of not first creating satellites and finding applications, but first creating demand for the applications ground up, and then building the satellites and launching and managing them in a manner that it feeds, it improves our customers' experience of using the satellite. Just an example of things like we work with banks, for example. Let's say the banks, they take some decisions around loaning, whether it's your property or it's your crop loans. So imagine a guy sitting in some very interior rural part of India, opening his loan management system in Internet Explorer. That's the state of the that's the state of technology, and being able to simple request that whether the property that he has lent to or farm he has lent to has actually incurred a loss in or is what is the amount that he should lend. And when he puts that command, that he is actually commanding the satellite which is orbiting to provide him the insight, which goes through a series of algorithms that we have built in our platform, software platform, and he can take the decision instantly. So it's basically empowering such kind of applications, like empowering people across with such kind of applications. It's like having each one has their own satellite to take decisions on. That's how it changes.
So you can say that in the next 5 years, 10 years, the way any sector is performing right now, right from agriculture to defense to everything could change with space technology. The way, the speed at which things are going is there where we are right now.
Yes, I would say so. I mean, space technology has always played a critical role, and people are only now understanding how it could play a bigger role in things that we do. For example, I gave the example of a bank, and then you have decisions around water projects, decisions around carbon content in the air, which pertains to your air quality. All of these things are stuff that can be analyzed from space. Now, how it changes the things is because today more and more organizations and individuals are becoming cognizant of the impact of climate change and our responsibility as citizens to counter counter or mitigate the impact of climate change, both at a personal level and at an organizational or institutional level, right? So as the entire world evolves and starts accepting that climate change is a thing which is going to play a major role moving forward, I would say that space technology and applications derived from it would become an integral part of all kinds of business decision making. And because all of this has happened in a very short period of time, where the cost of access to space has gone down, the form factors, the sizes of the satellites, which used to be like a mini truck, has come down to a shoebox size. All of these, kind of converge towards the fact, the question that you asked, that yes, there is a very high possibility that what we do with remote sensing, basically spectroscopy from space, is going to be a big thing in this decade.
Okay. Also, Pradeep, your company has grown very quickly, and it has actually, spread wings in different parts of the world. I believe in Switzerland, in London, in Australia. Can you tell me a little about your journey from the time you began till this place? Also, in terms of investments, getting for a startup has always been a challenge. How has the growth journey really been for you?
Well, it's been whirlwind, and it's gone through a lot of iterations for us. Today, we are present in Switzerland, London, Sydney, and India through offices, legal offices, and our major team, while it is based out of Bangalore, we have people in all of these different places, and we have interestingly not had to raise any equity capital. We have been very much initially promoter driven and currently revenue or sales driven company. We would be raising funds to capitalize on our satellite constellation plans, but definitely it was not easy. Early days, it was very difficult to explain to people how the technology works, because the value proposition part is easy to create, right? You can say that using satellites you can see anything remotely, you can be in your house and see what's happening to your assets, etc. But how do they trust the technology? Why should they pay for it unless they have that trust? So that was the difficult part of the journey, and I think the entire branding of SatSure which fed also to this growth, was because we were able to one, make legitimate promises and keep those promises. So that's where I believe that's become a part of who we are at a core. And as we grow further, we always keep our customers trust and experience upfront. We believe that the world in the last 20 years has changed to being marketing driven, to being product excellence driven, and that's what we focus on.
You're also working in a sector where the globe is invested and India is also largely invested. How do you see the India story in this field shaping up?
Well, the India story is definitely very exciting and new as well. I have before starting Satshore with Abhishek and Rashmit, worked in New York and in also in Europe with a lot of space companies. Um, they had, they were operating in a very different environment, an environment which already had incumbents, meaning you had companies, successful private space companies who were building, manufacturing satellites, rockets, and all. So there was obviously more access to capital because the business models were better understood. In India, the interesting part of the private space story has been that it's evolved within the operating principles of frugality, knowing that there won't be many investors who would put their bets early on unless they show some value and traction, and they have to break the order of the existing private space industry in India, which was primarily around the government driven space and defense work. So you have the large companies like L&T, Tata, Godrej, who would make subsystems, etc., for ISRO and provide. So the culmination of all these three led to companies which today have been able to not only raise funds but demonstrate their capabilities, whether it is firing rocket engines, building ion propulsion thrusters, and stuff like we do, building applications out of it. And I see this going to be like this is going to be something which becomes globally competitive. Because space is not a domestic business, it's a global business, and the kind of unit economic you can get here in India, it's crazy. So if we do it right, which I believe we are, because you have all these space companies in India have attracted diverse kind of, angels. Even Deepika Padukone is a family fund invested in a company called Bellatrix Aerospace, and that's the kind of interest companies here are getting. And I believe that with a lot of support, both from government as well as because government support is very essential in this sector, Indian space sector, private space sector, has actually a very unique opportunity of shifting the balance of power from the Western world to this side because of the availability of skilled tech labor and the inherent frugal nature in which we operate.
Any major announcements that we could expect?
Well, we are definitely very excited about a couple of our upcoming product launches. So one is already live. It's called Satshore Sparta, where we have created a database of analysis ready satellite-driven insights with APIs and a very easy to use map-based explorer for any and every company to use freely. Now, the reason why we have kept it as free is because we want more and more applications, whether it is FMCG, retail, e-com, to be driven somewhere or the operation strategy through this kind of data. For example, you can use nightlight data for say to identify growing pockets of potential demand for FMCG products. It's an indicator of not just housing but also prosperity. Similarly, you can use some of these data sets like surface water, so identifying the shifting nature of ponds, etc., to create public policy around providing alternate income to rural people by investing in capacity building for inland fisheries along with crops, right? So even if the crops are, let's say, having they fail because of pest attack or a flood, the people have an alternate source of income. So there is so much to do with this kind of data, and it is impossible that one company like us can go and do all the applications. So we operate as a technology applications layer, and Sparta does this work for us. That's number one. An upcoming launch which will be available on Sparta is our service called SatShot Cygnus, which is a virtual constellation service. So one of the biggest challenges has been for satellite technology that whenever there is cloud cover, there are the traditional satellites which are optical, like seeing in red, blue, green, and some bands of infrared, they can't see through clouds. Okay, so there are different kinds of satellites called radar satellites which are able to do that, but then the responses of the satellites are very different than the more well understood optical satellites. So we have basically been able to, if I can call, deep fake those radar satellites into an optical scene. So we are reconstructing those scenes in order to overcome the challenge of cloud cover. And cloud or no cloud, you can always observe the Earth globally on a 3 times a week basis. So that's a new service which will be available, and we are very excited about it. Our lot of our focus in the near term future would be on increasing the usage and applications of Sparta and Cygnus. Cygnus is the virtual deep fake constellation.
That brings us to the end of the conversation, and thank you so much for your time. And yeah, we look forward to some more exciting news coming from the space from your company. Thank you so much for making time for Daydreamers.
Thank you for having me, Himika.